While success is something we should all aspire to, the reality is success for any organization, for any business, even for any leader, can be an incredibly dangerous thing. One of the terms I've often used with clients over the years and in various books is this term, the intoxication of success. You can become drunk on your own success and can be a very dangerous dynamic that unfolds. In his book, What Matters Now, Gary Hamel, who's a professor at the London Business School, outlines a series of indications, 5 signs that you may well have become a victim of your own success, that this intoxication of success may well be playing out. And I wonder, of these 5, are any of them true for you right now? And do you need to be mindful of the danger success can play in eroding that sense of urgency and hunger and humility, the things that will keep us on our A game as an organization or as an individual? The first key that Hamel suggests is you tend to see organizations that have become intoxicated by success or become victims of success move from growth mode or building mode into maintenance mode. It's about that sense of being defensive. Every new idea, therefore, is measured against how it will affect the base. Rather than whether it's building something new, it's all about how will it affect what already exists. The second key, or the second sign, is inflexible business systems. You tend to see any organization that's been around for a fair while, things begin to ossify and get stuck. Efficiency and predictability tends to come at the cost of agility. And bureaucracy, red tape are the things that often build up around an organization that can actually constrain it from the outside in. Number 3, the third sign you could have become a hostage of your own success or a victim of your success is fossilized mental models, where you get fixed on a certain way of doing things. And what was once seen as the best way of doing things is now seen as the only way of doing things. We start to see those sacred cows develop in an organization, those ways of doing things that you can't challenge, you can't change because it's just the way it's always been done. The fourth sign that you could be a victim of your own success is an interesting one, and it's an abundance of resources. Now, you might think that having lots of resources at your disposal, a war chest of cash that will fund new innovation, new ideas could be a good thing. The reality is having abundant resources can sometimes be dangerous because, if necessity is the mother of invention, prosperity is a mother of complacency. You can get to a point where there's no sense of urgency, no desire or drive to create something new because there's no real need to. And so sometimes you actually need to place constraints on yourself, put budgets that are tight, challenging around certain projects because that sense of urgency will often bring out the best ideas and the greatest commitment. And the fifth and final sign that you could have become a victim to your own success or intoxicated by success is contentment and entitlement. This notion that your success has become preordained and that you will always be as big as you've always been. You'll always be as successful as you've always been. And that sense of arrogance and entitlement, contentment that can creep in so easily is incredibly dangerous. I love the old saying, and it's so true. The moment you think you've made it, you've passed it. It is vital we stay aware of that sense of we've arrived. We're the biggest, we're the best, and it'll always be this way because that's often the point where you pass the peak as an organization. Peter Drucker, the great management thinker, said, the greatest challenge for any business, the greatest trap for any business is 20 years of success. See, success in itself is a wonderful thing, but it can be a challenge. Hopefully these 5 signs or these 5 tips will give you a framework by which you can measure, have you become a victim to your own success, and how do you avoid falling into that trap in the years to come?